Hey guys, as most of you would already know, for more than half the year in Japan, the countryside looks pretty much like this, with not a snowflake in sight. And then as we get towards the end of the year, things start to cool down and the weather forecasts start to show little snowmen on them like this, and we start to see some minus temperatures. So we have to start to consider what we're going to do with our cars during the snowy months. So as an example, we have our little car here fitted with its standard tyres. Now there's a few different ways to do it. Different people have different strategies about this. We run around on these standard tyres for about 8 months of the year, and then when it looks like the snow's getting ready to come, we go back to our storehouse and dig out our snow tyres, which are actually fitted on their own rims. So we just pull out the whole wheel with the snow tyre on it, and replace the standard tyres with these snow tyres. If you haven't seen them before, as you can see, really chunky tread on them, and see how they've got little cuts. Even the tread itself then has little cuts in it to break it down further. And they're a very soft compound, and that's why we don't leave them on all year round, because running around on these things are a little bit noisy and they do wear very quickly. So that's why we change them over. So a lot of people in Japan do that, and they'll either do it themselves. In our case, we get an unskilled labourer to do it for us, or what they often do is, because storage is a problem in Japan, of course, we don't have a lot of spare space usually. I mean, we're a bit lucky, we've got a bit of spare space, but a lot of people don't. And what they'll actually do is a lot of the tyre companies will have a warehouse where they actually store people's tyres for them for a certain fee a year. And then when it comes time to change them over, the tyre company will actually change them over for them and store their standard tyres for them during the winter, and then swap them back again at the beginning of the season. So people that don't like changing tyres, of course, that works for them. A little bit expensive, of course. So for us, this is the option: get the unskilled labourer to do it. There are other options as well, of course. Some people prefer chains. Some of the benefits of chains are that you can just keep them in the car, and then when suddenly you find yourself driving somewhere where there's snow, you can just stop. There's always little chain changing areas where you can stop and put your chains on. They're cheap. You can buy a set of chains for probably $100, something like that. And if you haven't put them on before, guys, they're pretty easy to do. You just sort of lie them around the tyres and then do them up. So you can just anybody can do them. Doesn't take long. 20 minutes. You can put on 4 chains, and then off you go. So that's a cheap alternative. Doesn't require so much effort, and so it's easier and cheaper. However, disadvantages of chains is, those of you who have used them, they're really, really noisy. You can't go over a certain speed with chains. You have to drive slowly. They make a heck of a racket. They smack around inside the wheel arch of your car. And you can only drive with them on snow, which means that when you're going through the mountains, sometimes there's snow, sometimes there isn't. You have to keep stopping and putting them on and taking them off, which is a bit of a pain. Whereas with these snow tyres, once they're on, they're on. So we'll be right. Now these snow tyres are on, whether we're driving on dry road or snowy road, it won't matter. Over the next 3 or 4 months, we'll be fine. So that's why this is a popular option. This is a popular option that most people that drive in snow in Japan usually go with this. They're called studless tyres because the old style ones actually had metal studs on them, whereas these ones don't. They just have the chunky rubber. Studless, Japanese people call them. So there's our standard tyres on our tiny little car. And one of the advantages of changing our snow tyres happens to be those rims are actually a little bit better looking. Look, boink. Actually doesn't look too bad, does it, on our tiny little car? So we're ready to go find some snow. So that's our way of dealing with it, and we recommend that. If you have to do this in Japan, it's not a bad way to go. So let's go drive on some snow. Hope you enjoyed that. More videos coming soon.